Absolutely, Bev. This was a major unifying moment for the House chamber last night, or early yesterday morning, your time, in the United States. I haven't seen the House chamber really erupt in bipartisan applause in quite some time. You also saw blue and yellow being donned by a lot of the lawmakers wearing sunflowers, waving Ukrainian flags, and even First Lady Jill Biden brought along the Ukrainian ambassador to the United States as her guest for the evening. So a real show of solidarity for Ukraine, but at the same time, a stark warning for Russia and a lot of language used by President Biden that was potentially meant to needle Russian President Vladimir Putin, saying that Putin was isolated, that the West and NATO are united like they've never been united before. So a major foreign policy message sent during a speech that's normally domestic focused.
Yeah. What further punishments, though, can they meter out to Russia?
Well, it's difficult because Joe Biden, while he wants to stand firm against Vladimir Putin and join fellow NATO allies and allies in the West, he's still keeping firm in the United States that not a single U.S. troop will go on the ground in Ukraine, that we are delivering military and humanitarian aid to Russia and hitting them economically with sanctions. But, of course, he is coming off of a very botched and chaotic withdrawal in Afghanistan that took place just last August, that really hurt his credibility on foreign policy and defense issues. And then on top of that, have that the American people don't have a huge appetite to be involved in yet another overseas foreign conflict. So he's walking a very fine line, because I will say that in the United States, the issue of the Russian invasion of Ukraine has really permeated a lot of conversation, and there's a sense of solidarity with the Ukrainian people.
Yeah. As you pointed out, this is usually devoted to domestic matters, the State of the Union, and he really does need to reset his agenda. What were his priorities?
Well, he talked about, obviously, the coronavirus pandemic and the next steps on the pandemic, the need for Americans who have not been vaccinated yet to continue getting vaccinated, working with drug companies and pharmaceutical companies in the United States to, further develop coronavirus treatments. But, I thought it was notable that the president did not wear a mask last night or earlier this morning. We know that in Washington, D.C. on Tuesday, the mask mandate was repealed, so he technically did not have to, and we know that a lot of lawmakers did not. But it was, interesting to view that chamber last night compared to the chamber just over a year ago when he gave his first joint address to Congress, when there were a lot more masks. So I think that's very telling. He also talked about initiatives that he believes will bolster the economy at a time when we're seeing high inflation, like the infrastructure legislation he passed, meant to really revamp our infrastructure here in the United States. Additionally, he talked about the American Rescue Plan, another legislative accomplishment that he and Democrats passed last year, meant to stimulate the American economy. So very much trying to keep Americans somewhat calm in the face of rising prices and really economic uncertainty.
Yeah. Julia, great to talk. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.